answering the questions. Where does she go from here? Forced to make a choice or a bet, I suspect she retires, but anything's possible. I frankly, if she's really up to, if she's up to the task of, excuse me, returning, I'd really like to, excuse me, pardon me. If she really wants to return, I'd love to see it. I'd hate to see her career end this way. I mentioned during my immediate fight recap that, Ronda Rousey deserved better. And some people were like, why would she deserve better? Why would she deserve anything else that, some sort of special treatment here? And the reason why is because someone with that kind of ability and that kind of potential, it feels like a waste to not give them everything to maximize the talent. It's one thing for a person of, decent or even good ability to wring the sponge dry. We've talked about that. It's another one for someone of this caliber who had that much of a lead on her contemporaries to lose it because of factors that are within seemingly control. If it's not within her control, that's one thing. But these things are correctable, and we can't correct them. And so something lost there. There is a tragedy to that, not merely for her, but I think for us too. What would be the best model? Really hard to say. I think no matter what, she has to clear up some of these psychological hurdles that she has. I don't mean merely potentially, and I'm spitballing here, fear of getting hurt, fear of losing itself, fear of what it all might mean. This weird thing where she has this rejection of anyone who even offers, frankly, innocuous criticism. I don't think any progress can be made if those things aren't really dealt with, to be frank. So the question is not merely could you put her in a better training environment and get a better result. Maybe you could to some extent, but I don't think you really solve the problem until a lot of those issues are addressed. Now, it could be the case that in a camp where there is some sort of a humbling, and if you stick it out, you might come out of the other end of the washing experience a different person. That might be true, but that still doesn't. I don't think that discounts the real necessity here, which is her impediment might actually be that some people just never get good at striking training. I think we really have to consider that. It could be the case that we're all bagging on Edmund, and the fact is Rousey just can't get better. I find it to be unlikely, but it's not anything we can automatically discount. But I think no matter what, unless she addresses some of these the other issues, whatever they may be, and again, I will sort of suggest some things that could be. I don't actually know the definitive list, but you can't talk to the media when you can't talk to Joe Rogan after a loss, when you had this sort of like me against the world kind of attitude. That works well when you're winning. That is not a winning recipe to get back on the winning track when you're losing. So my hunch is that getting with a big camp is probably the best. I think one of the things that was apparent to me was you saw Kenny Florian and John Anik on their podcast saying that they heard she had done no sparring. She had done sparring, I know for a fact, with what was her name? What's her name? Michaela Meyer. Michaela Meyer had gone into her camp and done some sparring, at least some training. Ronda Rousey. Here's something she put up on Instagram a day ago. We cannot forget the doors Ronda Rousey has opened for women in the sport. I have nothing but respect and admiration for her accomplishments, and it was an honor to spend some time in camp. Sending positive thoughts your way. So there's some sparring. And I guess Kenny Florian has since said that their camp has told him she had 4 sparring partners. Now look, in an elite camp, it's not like you have to have a billion sparring partners. In fact, you do kind of want to have a few people you work with over and over again. These people have to be people you can trust. They have to be of a certain level. The programmatics generally have to be correct, right? The person designing this camp has to know how to design a camp, how to execute on a game plan, how to bring a person up to speed, how to, essentially all of these formatics that exist have to be in place too. So simply bringing good sparring partners when there's no formatics doesn't do a whole lot of good, right? So for me, I actually feel like, assuming all those other issues that I mentioned could be addressed, something like a Jackson Link, something like an ATT, obviously Amanda's at ATT, I'm saying something like that, I think would be best. I think getting a lot of different looks from a lot of different tests, sharing what she knows, learning from what others know, being part of a larger environment where you don't get to stand out. I mean, all the better ones do get to stand out, but you're still part of a class environment, a group environment, a team environment. I really think that would be of benefit to her. I don't know if she's